Thank you. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to try and improvise our way through the next 30 minutes using just these few objects and some suggestions from you, the audience.
That's right. So let's just kick off, and can we have just any ideas for any of these objects we can use? Anyone?
Cucumber.
The cucumber, right. Okay.
Right,
and could we have a couple of characters, please?
2 nuns in a convent.
It's G-Box. Oh, thank God for that. At first, I thought it was, you know.
Yes, well, just fill in the names and addresses of all the chickens you slept with there.
No, look. The person with the cross on the piece of paper is the killer.
Yeah, the person with the piece of paper is the killer.
No, with the X on the piece of paper is the killer. So you keep the paper to yourself.
Oh, I see.
So the person who's got the X now starts to kill people around the table, but without revealing his identity. Okay.
Now, what if we think we know? But then we accuse in case you get it wrong.
Oh, if you accuse somebody and you're wrong, then you're out of the game automatically.
Oh. Well, I'm not accusing anyone then.
Don't tell me there's no crisis in the NHS. I have a nurse in my hospital who works an 80-hour week. And quite frankly, I'd like another one.
Then I'll say good night, Gordon. Sleep well.
Good night, Mrs. Richards.
Good night, Gordon. Say good night, Shirley. Good night, Gordon.
Good night, Shirley.
Good night, Gordon.
Good night, Mr. Richards.
Come along, Shirley. Good night, Gordon.
Good night, Mrs. Richards.
Sleep well.
Night-night, Gordon.
Night, Katie.
Good night, Gordon. Oh, you know where the toilet is?
Ah, thank you, Mrs. Richards. Good night.
Good night, Gordon.
Good night, Gordon. Good night, Mr. and Mrs. Richards.
Gordon.
Mr. Richards, you're not going to believe this, but I was looking for the lavatory. And I heard a burglar in Shirley's room, so I came in and Shirley was absolutely terrified.
Have you been having sexual intercourse with my daughter?
Yes?
Congratulations! Come! We thought you'd never get round to it. I didn't want to do it again in a minute.
I don't think I can.
What's wrong, Gordon? Don't you fancy Shirley all of a sudden? Oh.
Careful, Ron, you'd knock. You're messing the shoe.
Please don't tell my parents, will you?
You can tell them yourself. Hey!
Give me a smile.
Mrs. Richards, it was so lovely of you to invite us.
Oh, we're glad you could come. We just wanted to say we couldn't have hoped for Shirley to lose her cherry to a nicer boy.
I hope you were gentle, Gordon.
Now, look, a toast. Gordon and Shirley. Bottoms up.
We almost forgot.
Yep. Come on, you two up. You get... That's right, people have gone to a lot of trouble to get here today. Come on. I want to try a little experiment.
Right, yeah.
Okay? I want you to think of a simple shape.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to try and work out what it is that you're thinking of by picking up on the electrical impulses coming off your brain.
What, like simple shape, like a square or something like that?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it could have been a square, but you said that.
Oh,
now.
right, yeah. Right, yeah, but you mean a simple shape? Yeah?
Right.
Like a circle or a triangle or a square?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, it could have been a circle or triangle.
Yeah, sure,
you know,
yeah, but
but not now. It obviously wants to be a different shape.
Something else,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right, yeah. Okay.
What is the difference between an oblong and a rectangle?
Get on with it.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Hang on. I mean, I'm thinking now. I've got it.
You got it. Is it a dodecahedron?
Hold on a minute. Hold on. No,
What is it then?
it's a hat. Yes.
Oh, no, hold on.
Shape will be like a
No, this is hopeless. This is hopeless.
No,
Look,
yeah, right.
we'll do it the other way round.
We'll do it the other way round.
Yeah.
All right. You think of a square and I'll try and guess what you're thinking of.
No. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll think of a colour. I'll think of a colour. Okay, and then you try and guess what it is. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Are you
Here we
thinking
go.
of one?
I'm thinking of one.
Yeah, it's green.
It's blue.
No, it's green.
No, it's blue.
It's definitely green.
It's blue.
It is definitely green.
I'm telling you, it's blue.
Well, this is no good for me.
Why not?
I'm colourblind.
Well, why didn't you say so?
Well, I didn't know it was involved.
Look, there must be...
Stupid. Let's play something.
No. There is a way of making this
All
work.
right, okay.
I'll tell you what. Okay, now look.
Yeah.
Just think of anything you like. Anything. Doesn't matter what it is.
Anything?
Anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And then try and transfer those thoughts into my brain.
Right,
Now,
yeah,
work hard at it.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Oh, thanks.
Well, hang on. Now, I've got something now.
Yeah.
Hurry up, because I can't keep it all day. Come
Right.
on. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I've got it.
Is it a tent?
No.
Is it a balloon?
No.
Is it a whale?
No.
What is it?
It's Elizabeth Taylor. You see, you're a million miles away. Well, that's funny enough. That's so funny.
You see, there is something in it.
Yeah,
You see, because the human brain is a very complicated and sensitive mechanism.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, most of them are anyway. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's an amazing thing. It's all divided into different areas.
Is it?
Called lobes.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
At the front.
Yeah.
At the front, you've got your frontal lobe.
Oh, yeah. What's
You
that
see?
for then?
Well, that's for thinking about things, you know, ahead of you, like in the future. You see? And then, of course, at the back, you've got the
backle.
The backle
lobe.
lobe, which is, you know...
What's that for?
Well, that's obviously thinking of things, you know, that are behind you in the past.
Oh, I see, yeah, in the
your
memory.
That's right,
Yeah. What about the earlobes?
Yeah, well, that's for thinking about things you've just heard about.
Oh, I see, yeah. I'm just malarkey about brains. That's what I've just heard about, yeah. I mean, where did you learn all this, then? You know a lot about the brain.
Well, of course, I am a member of Mensa.
You never are. What? That old organisation for the intelligent and the brainy people?
Oh, yeah.
You never are.
I am.
Yeah. Well, they can't be that intelligent if they let you in.
I had to prove myself,
Oh,
mate.
did you, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I saw this advertisement in a magazine, and it had this very, very difficult problem that you had to solve.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Where was this?
This was in the back of Reader's Digest.
Oh, right, yeah. And when was it?
That was about, 2 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, last week I finished it.
Yeah.
And I posted it to them, and I sent a cheque for 400 quid, and then they send back my membership.
Oh, yeah, 400 quid.
Yeah.
Well, they're not stupid at Mensa, are they?
No, they're not. That's what I'm saying. They've got very, very high IQs.
Oh, have you?
Very high IQs.
But you haven't got an eye. You haven't got IQ.
A high IQ?
You haven't got IQ.
My IQ is huge.
Is it? Is it?
I went in
Yeah.
with an IQ of 150.
You're kidding.
After 2 meetings, it was up to 175.
My God.
Yeah. Then I watched a couple of television programmes with Noel Edmonds in, and it went back down to 96.
Yeah. Well, you've got to be careful.
Well, it is. You see, the brain is like any other muscle, any other muscle in the body. It's very delicate, and it needs long periods of rest.
Yes, I should think yours does. Yeah. What is your favoured method of doing that?
Well, I either go to sleep or I talk to you.
So, Princess Leafgear, your planet and your people are now safe, provided they can learn to love one another.
I've heard you talk about this before, Captain. What is this thing you call love?
Love, Princess Leafgear? is the highest and most sacred of all emotions. It can heal the wounds of war and bring nations together, but it cannot be bought or sold. On Earth, love is the most precious possession that anyone can have. Love is the most powerful force in the universe.
I see. So what is oral sex?
By the next election, both inflation and unemployment will be down to 2%. Of course, that is a conservative estimate.
No, I'm just browsing.
Excuse me, sir, but are you sure I can't help you?
I'll have a dog biscuit. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, sir. I think you must have forgotten to pay for something. You know, people often ask me what makes me laugh. And I usually say to them, P.G. Wodehouse. Because, what was it Graham Greene said about P.G. Wodehouse? I'll be paraphrasing a little bit, but Wodehouse creates an Eden for us to live in and enjoy. And I was sitting up in bed the other night reading Tally Ho Jeeves. What? And Tally Ho Jeeves is the one where the pig joins the tennis club.
No, that's right. No, I mean before that. What, where were you sitting exactly?
I was sitting up in bed.
Oh. And what time was this then?
Well, I don't know. There was a Chopin retrospective on Radio 3, so I suppose about 10:30, something like that. Anyway.
It was an early night, was it?
It was about average, as it happens.
Yeah, you're drinking Ovaltine, were you?
Well, I was drinking cocoa.
Oh,
yeah.
you're drinking cocoa?
Yeah. So is there actually something funny about this? Because
this is all a bit far-fetched,
well, it happens to be the truth.
Well, the truth is, Mel, when everybody else is struggling through the rush hour, you're stuck in some sweaty basement drinking vodka and night nurse.
Only on Tuesdays.
Everybody knows what you're like.
Look, you don't want to believe everything you read in the Chatham, Rochester and Gillingham News, Griff.
Why do you have to pretend to be something you're not? That's all.
I'm not.
Well, you are.
I'm not.
People will have such hypocritical standards about things that don't matter, things that everybody does.
Such as?
Well, I mean, things like... No, well, I mean, you know, things like staring at young girls.
What?
Well, I mean, we all do it, but...
Do you?
Yeah, well, I mean, not me, obviously. No. Yes, yeah, I suppose I do it. Yes, I do it. I stare at young girls. Occasionally.
Occasionally?
Yes, occasionally a young girl goes by and I always stare at her.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to be ashamed of in that.
No, of course not, of course not.
You do it?
I don't.
You do! Don't.
Oh, you liar! You do, Mel Smith.
A slip of a thing in a gym slip of a thing, or a drum majorette with a little the long leg. And
Look,
you
hold on.
You look.
Hang on.
You do not.
How old are these girls?
Well, I'm not talking about children. I mean, they're 16.
Well, thank God for that.
Well, they look as if they could pass.
Yeah, well, anyway, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Griff Rhys-Jones, honest, right up to the end of his career, which is, of course, what you've just been watching.
Yes, I have been honest. I have been honest. And I think there are some people who would like to see me congratulated for it.
I think there's some people who'd like to see you prosecuted for it, actually.
But I just got to ask this. I mean, you telling me that you haven't got any little secret things at all?
Well, there is a thing I like to do, but it's in the privacy. It's in the privacy of my own bedroom.
And what is it?
I don't think people.
Well, come on, I was honest, wasn't I? I was honest. Come on, what is it?
Okay, there are occasions when I like to turn the lights down low, and I take my clothes off, and I slide between the sheets.
Well, this is naked, isn't
Well, obviously it's naked if I take my clothes off. And I lie there.
Yeah. And what do you do?
I pour cocoa down my throat, read P.G. Woodhouse, and listen to Radio 3.
Well, and that is your shameful little secret, is it?
Well, it would be if there were a couple of drum majorettes in there, obviously, but...
What do you think?
Nonsense.
What do you think of the
Shame.
accusation? The accusation that
Shame.
members of
Sit
Parliament...
down.
Gentlemen, the accusation
Sit down.
that members of Parliament
Shame.
are behaving like farmyard animals.
What exactly can I do for you, Mr. Pritchard?
I'm looking for a completely new type of bank account.
I see.
I want a current account that pays interest. But if I go overdrawn, I don't expect to pay any bank charges. When I come into the bank, I expect all the cashiers to stand up and say, "Good morning, Mr. Pritchard." I want you to stop raising your eyebrows in that condescendingly smug manner. And that tie will have to go. I want use of your house at weekends and your car anytime. I want a plumber who comes when he says he will, and an erection that lasts slightly longer than 2.5 minutes. I'd like to request my mother, who's 73 and doesn't get out as much as she used to. Love your mum. And 3 extra pointers. And I want world peace, an end to all poverty and starvation, and a speedboat.
Yes, I think that can be arranged, no problem.
Thank you very much.
Now, can you let go of my bollocks, please?
Olympus, luxurious home of ancient Greece's first family, the gods. Starring Ed Bagels as Laius, King of Thebes, Linda Masseuse as his wife, Queen Jocasta, and Marvin Garvin as their son, Enos. Greg Posture as Theseus, Prince of Athens, and Ogden Barrymore Jr. as the Minotaur. Alexander Q. Textile III as Daedalus, and Eric Mayfair as Icarus, his son. Dick Blouse as Perseus, and Kylie Wiley as his fiancée Andromeda. Doug Douglas as the adventurer Odysseus. Morgan Bottoms as Aphrodite, goddess of love. Meryl Catty as Hera, troubled queen of Olympus. And Charlton Wigg as her husband Zeus in all his many forms.
Oedipus,
Yes, Father.
marriage is a joy and a blessing. Your mother, Jocasta, and I, we've been together now for 20 wonderful years. And now we think it's your turn.
When are you moving out?
No. The point is, we have arranged your marriage for tomorrow.
Now, hold on just a minute there. Who am I marrying?
Andromeda.
Andromeda, but she's engaged to Perseus.
Perseus won't be any trouble. Zeus has sent him off to slay the Medusa.
The Medusa, the snake-head Gorgon who turns men to stone as soon as they look at them.
That's the one. That boy Perseus is dead granite. Look, would you keep it still? It's gonna come out all blurred.
Well, Hera, how apt that you, Queen of Olympus, and I, Goddess of Love, should be here at the wedding of the age, Oedipus and Andromeda. Such a pity your husband Zeus couldn't make it.
Hera, Aphrodite, I got here as soon as I could.
Zeus! You mean that's not you in the shape of a sheep?
If you're not my husband,
Who are you? And why didn't you tell me last night?
Jocasta, my queen, this is the happiest day of my life.
Oh, mine too, Laius, my king. Let's just hope there's no unforeseen catastrophic disaster to ruin it.
If any man knows any just cause or impediment why Oedipus and Andromeda should not be joined together in holy matrimony, let him come upon the scene and declare himself known.
I do. Icarus, my long-lost son. So it was you languishing beneath those bandages at Thebes Memorial Hospital.
No, Father. I'm up here.
Oh. So who's there?
Perseus.
My fiancé!
My lover!
My long-lost son.
The cousin they told me I could never have.
Yes, Perseus, here to reclaim my betrothed Andromeda.
I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to leave quietly, sir.
He killed him.
He can't do that. He had a speaking part. Hold it right there, Perseus.
We're saved.
Who is that? Odysseus.
Fighting.
Odysseus, look out! He's got a Medusa's head!
My God, he's pulled out the pin.
That thing could go out at any minute! Oedipus!
Mom!
You stuck!
Good thinking.
Is this the twilight of the gods? Will anyone survive into the next series? Or will the Medusa's head turn them all to stone? If so, will the viewers notice the difference? And does anybody really care?
Crime is on the increase, and the prisons are full to bursting point. I mean, what should we be doing here? Are we trying to punish people, or should we be trying to rehabilitate them and educate them and teach them how to make little raffia table mats or something? I mean, what do you think?
Well, surely, I mean, the fact is that the prison system doesn't work.
quite
Oh,
right.
rubbish,
That's right.
rubbish,
I think
rubbish.
No, I mean, no, I mean, if you look at it this way, I mean, some poor old spib, right? You put him in jail during the war. 40 years later, he comes out. He's bound to return to the only way of life he knows.
What, stealing nylons and selling ration coupons on the black market?
Yes, yes, he's in trouble, isn't he? He's in trouble.
But
That's the whole
what I'm
point.
asking is, what is the alternative, right?
Have you never heard of community service?
Oh, I've refused to pay that.
I sat on the bench, right? I sat on the bench, okay, as a JP. And I remember we had an octogenarian, decrepit old man come in to see us, and he committed a crime solely in order to get himself put back in jail with the only friends he had.
Oh. Was this Lord Longford?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. You see, it seems to me the problem with the legal system actually is it's based on precedent, right? I mean,
That's
whatever,
right,
you know,
yes.
whatever some crackpot old judge did, you know, in the past, another crackpot old judge can do again today.
I'd like to ask you a question.
Yeah, go on.
Has anyone here ever broken the law?
I once killed somebody. I don't talk about it much. It was, I was on holiday and it was an accident, really. I lost my temper, I picked the pillow up. The funny thing is, it was over something so trivial.
And what happened?
Oh, well, I didn't let it spoil my holiday.
Yes, but since the war, don't you think there's been an increase in senseless violence?
Oh, senseless violence. You know, just the other day, I saw two men in Trafalgar Square in broad daylight hitting each other about the head with a halibut. Now, that's what I call senseless violence.
Well, they were on drugs, obviously. They had a habit.
No, they had a halibut.
It's the root cause of most crime today. You see, a young man gets hooked on heroin, right? You know, I mean, he could be looking for £4,000 a day, right? Now, he's only got two choices. Either he could become managing director of one of our great multinational companies, or resort to crimes.
Yes, well, become an estate agent.
Exactly.
I really, really don't understand the world we live in.
No, darling, you don't, do you?
Do you know that 90% of all robberies are done with sawn-off shotguns?
The police should be issued with sawn-off bulletproof vests.
No, the police should be armed.
Oh, come off it. We all know a shoot-to-kill policy doesn't work.
No, but a dress-to-kill policy might.
Yes, yes, I'd be dead scared of a 6-foot copper in a cocktail dress.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, I mean, but surely the punishment should fit the crime.
Yeah,
well, that's...
Exactly. In Iran, it does, doesn't it? I mean, a pickpocket in Iran, if he's caught picking a pocket or two, right, they cut his hand off.
And if he steals again?
Well, they cut his other hand off.
And if he offends for a third time?
Well, he's bloody clever, I know that much.
Is that your foot in my handbag?
Exactly.
But what if someone commits computer fraud?
Well, then they cut off his electricity.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but do I detect a drift in favour of capital punishment here?
No, you don't.
I'm sorry, I thought I did.
It's barbaric,
Look,
it's
darling, hold on,
absolute-
darling, sweetheart, look, let's not get squeamish about this.
Yes, there's far too much squeam everywhere in this country. isn't there?
Look, why are we running away from capital punishment? I mean, in France, they still condemn people to the guillotine.
Yes, but not for long periods of time.
God, what must go through your head when you're up there on the scaffold?
Well, whacking great steel blade.
I mean, this is nonsense. How can we sit here and actually say which form of execution is better than another?
No. Well, that's quite simple, because hanging is simple and it's painless.
So you're saying hanging's too good for them?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
I have found that a pillow over the face is the best way. I mean, I keep saying this. Nobody
I'm
listens.
sorry, but I've heard this. I really have had enough of this.
Yeah, well, so have we, darling, actually, back, certainly.
Yeah, look, it's very easy for us to sit here and pontificate.
Do you find that? I don't find it easy to sit here and pontificate.
But
I think it's much easier standing up. You see, if you stand up, you can pontificate.
Actually know what it is like to be in prison.
Well, no, we don't, darling, but we can guess, can't we? I mean, it must be appalling. Locked away in a confined space with 3 or 4 total strangers. Nothing to eat or drink. Completely cut off from the outside world.
Dreadful.
I've been thinking of starting a tunnel.
With the television show, the bosses buy our funny boats. There's one of pranksters, Smith and Jones. They did the skits with such a plum. Where do they get their ideas from? Smith and Jones are no longer here. They're currently embarking on a new career. If you just joined us, you missed the show. Where were you half an hour ago? They made us happy, they made us grin.